First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Karatazah Abad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Put on the Whole Armor of This Truth. And we're going to start off with Ephesians chapter 6. And the title says, The Armor of God. Of course, Ephesians chapter 6 represents, this is Paul the Apostle speaking in his travels to Ephesus to preach the gospel. So let's begin with verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And of course, the devil is the spiritual entity known as Satan, as well as the children of the devil known as Esau, the Edomites, the so-called white man, okay? So you have to put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you can stand firm against the wiles of the devil. Like I said, the sons of the devil, the children of the devil, Esau, the Edomites, as well as the devil, the satanic being himself, and the spirits that align with him to throw you off. Ephesians 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're dealing with spirits on all types of levels, demonic spirits constantly attacking us, particularly if you're in this truth. The more you get into this truth, the more you grow spiritually and get closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai via the Holy Spirit, the Rakak, the more you're going to be attacked. The more you put more work in, whether it's teaching or preaching on the highways and the byways. And if you could do both, definitely do both. Some of us are still building up the courage to get out there on the highways and byways. But if the Lord is with you and you're truly a man of the Lord, a prophet, okay, and prophet just means somebody who says something before it happens, then your due diligence is to get out there on the highways and byways and preach as well as teach with the sit-down lessons. So it's a whole battle. That's part of putting on the armor also, you see, because you're working against demonic spirits. And like I said, they're going to attack you even more when you grow in this truth. Ephesians 6 and verse 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. You know, so you want to do your best. And part of that is praying, you know, asking for an increase in faith, wisdom, and knowledge, reading the scriptures, doing your best to walk in the spirit and to do the righteous acts to the best of your ability. You see, that's part of putting on the whole armor. So you'll be able to withstand in the evil day. We're in the evil day. These are the evil days. You see, these are these are the evil days with men, feminism, women thinking that they're men, you know, women with women, you know, all types of killings and judgments going on in the inner cities. So we're in the evil day right now. You know, it says in the scriptures that love will wax cold. So people are very cold. Even when you're driving your car, you can notice the coldness of people and the rudeness and the evilness and the wickedness of people. When you go to the store, you go to Walmart, you can feel it. It's a spirit. Ever since that C-19, it got worse, you see. So it took it to another level. And now it's even it's getting worse by the day, by the hour, etc. And of course, you know, the MOTB is going to be coming sooner than you think. First, they have to do the CBDC, central bank digital currency first, and get that rocking and rolling, get everything digital. And then they'll come with the, you know, putting it in your forehead or your hand, as it says in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. So be ready, because the evil day is only going to increase and get worse. And then you're going to have Jacob's trouble, which is going to be race riots, martial law, concentration camps to try to convince the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to get that CHIP. You see, so things are going to ramp up. Food shortages, you know, all these things are we're on the cusp of everything going into a chaotic state where the shit's going to hit the fan. You see, blackouts, what have you. We know the devil was planning this, and I mean the devil, the physical devil, the Esau, the Edomites, particularly the elites of the Edomites, not your average, Joe Edomite, okay? But the elites are planning this. Your Jeff Bezos, your Elon Musk, your Bill Gates, okay, your billionaires and your trillionaires, okay? You have that too, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and your super rich Edomites. They're planning this little by little, step by step, all right, because they want to try to come against the Lord, but they don't have the understanding, or maybe they even do, that the Lord is controlling them. You see, Yahweh controls everything, the left and the right. You see, so he's controlling the whole show. All right, we're all just playing our part in this big script. It's a big movie production via Yahweh. He's the great director, the sole controller. Let's read this again, Ephesians 6 and verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all, to stand, verse 14, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. Just like I said maybe 2 minutes ago, doing your best to rehearse the righteous acts, to walk in the spirit, praying, without ceasing, as it says in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17, doing your best to put off wickedness and keep the old man, your old wicked ways at bay. Let's read Ephesians 6:14 on the right-hand side of the NLT. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body armor of Yahweh's righteousness. So you want to walk in righteousness, walk in the spirit to the best of your ability. Ephesians 6 and 15. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, the good news of peace. You see? All right? This is the good news, this gospel. The gospel is good news. It means good news. This is good news that we are the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, that Yahweh Shai died for us, okay, redeemed us. We have a grace period to return back to the Lord, to put off our wicked ways, forsake your wicked ways. I believe that's Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 7. Forsake your wicked ways and return back to the Lord. You see, that's the good news. And that Yahweh Shai is coming to claim his rulership as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, to bring the kingdom of heaven upon the earth, and to extract the 1/3 elect of the Hebrew Israelites into the chariots, aka to the white man, the UFOs, So that's the good news, and to destroy Babylon, America. All right, you should be praying for this place to be destroyed. It's a bastion of wickedness. Ephesians 6 and verse 15. Above all, taking the shield of faith. And we know faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So we have faith Yahweh Shai is coming back, that he was here, that he died, that he was resurrected, that he's sitting on the right-hand side of the Father, Yahweh, and that he's coming back for his rulership, you see? All right? To be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And we hope that we're part of the hope for elect, and that we rule with him, okay? That we can rule with him, and we'll have a position on this side as part of the elect. Now, if you aren't part of the elect, and there's no guarantee, that's why we say the hope for elect. You'll be part of the 2/3 that will be born in the kingdom through the loins of the 1/3, okay, as babies that make it into the kingdom for that 1,000-year reign with Yahweh Shai. They'll be born during that 1,000-year reign. So indeed, Yahweh Shai did redeem all of us, but those Israelites will be on a lower position than those of the elect, the remnant, the 1/3. Ephesians 6 and verse 17. and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. You see? So Paul is giving you the armor. What's the armor? Okay, part of the armor is the helmet of salvation, okay, and the sword of the Spirit, you see, which is the word of Yahweh. So these words, these scriptures, they're comforting, they're encouraging, they're edifying, they build you up, you see. So if you're an Israelite, you're just coming into this truth. Listen to the brothers, particularly from Great Millstone, their affiliates. Great Millstone has 100% truth of the doctrine of Yahushai. So listen to the words, learn, pray, okay, ask for wisdom, you see. But stay in these scriptures because they're very powerful. They're very strengthening, so to speak, you see. And we know the word essentially is Yahushai. He represents the whole word, okay? As it says in the scriptures, I come in the volume of the book. So when it says the word of Yahweh in the physical form, it was Yahushai, because he knew every portion, every bit of this Bible from back to front, you see, including the Apocrypha, the 14 books in which they took out, I want to say circa the 1800s, maybe 1860s. They took out the Apocrypha, the 14 books of the Bible that were in addition to the regular Bible, you see. So originally the 14 books, the 14 books were included, but of course Esau, the Edomite, so-called white man, the devil, took it out because there were scriptures in there that tell of his demise and Babylon's demise. So even though the 66 books of the Bible do that as well, but the Apocrypha, it really goes in deep as far as these last days and times, the famine that's going to be coming up, martial law. You see, the chaos, okay, people killing, all these type of things that are going to be coming upon the earth very, very soon. The Apocrypha really goes in it, so they really wanted to take that out. But, it's been discovered. The word is out now. The truth is out, okay? Yahushua is going to be on his way after a couple things come into play. Ephesians 6 and verse... Let's read Ephesians 6, verse 17 again. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. You see? So this word is your salvation. You see? And that salvation in the physical form was Yahushua when he redeemed us by sacrificing himself on the cross. He was the perfect lamb to bring us back into reconciliation with the Father Yahweh. Ephesians 6. You see, this is another part of the armor. Putting on the armor, like I said in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, the 17th verse, pray without ceasing. Pray as much as you can. And prayer just means to plead. You're pleading with the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to send Yahushai down as soon as possible, to hasten his coming, so he can destroy Babylon, America, so his kingdom can come and get rid of all this wickedness, because we're still dealing with wickedness and demons attacking us every day. You see, dealing with the old man trying to creep back in, dealing with having to watch the alphabet people in their parades and their flags being flown. You see, dealing with all this wickedness, our women, particularly the so-called black woman, okay, going off, being as evil as hell. I'm not saying brothers aren't, but in particular, the so-called black woman is really your enemy. That's in Micah 7 and 10. You see, it's really your enemy. She really sides with Esau. Now, I'm not saying there's not some righteous women among us, okay, that are part of the elect, because there are. You have a scripture that says the elect lady. That's talking about the elect women that have come back to this truth, that are playing their role. Most of them probably have their heads covered, wearing dresses to the best of their ability, depending on what job they have, but they're doing their best to fall in line. They're being silent, okay? They're not out preaching. They're doing and playing the role they're supposed to be playing. If they're with a man, they're with that man. You see, they're not committing adultery by being with other men. So this is all part of that. You see? Let's read this again. Ephesians 6. Well, I didn't even read it anyway. Ephesians 6 and verse 18. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit. and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Let's read Ephesians 6 and verse 18. Pray in the Spirit at all times. This is the NLT. Pray in the Spirit at all times and on every occasion, as much as you can. Pray without ceasing. Stay alert, and which is, be circumspect. Pay attention to what's going on around you in the world, and be persistent in your prayers for all believers everywhere. So pray for the church, okay, which is the believers, the 1/3 hope for elect. Pray for them, to endure, to keep strong. So this is a spiritual thing. We're all in the same spirit through the Ruach Kodesh, part of the church, the lively stones, part of the church, and Yahweh Shai is the head. But we're all praying for the same thing, for the kingdom to come, and hoping that we're part of the elect, through righteousness, through trying to be as righteous as we can, despite being in these carnal bodies. Ephesians 6 and verse 19. Let me see here. I think that was it, but I'll read Ephesians 6 and verse 19. And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. So this is Paul speaking, you see. He's saying, pray for me. Ask Yahweh to give me the right words, all right, to explain the plan, okay, of the good news for the Jews and Gentiles alike. Now, when it says Jews and Gentiles, it's talking about the Jews back in Paul's time who knew they were Israelites, and the Gentiles who were really Israelites who had started to live a Gentile way of life. That's who Paul was sent to, not the Gentiles of today. Not talking about the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil. Not talking about the Moabites, so-called Chinese, the Israelites, so-called Arabs, the Africans, okay, the so-called Africans who are the Hamites. It's talking about the Gentiles who lost their way of life, didn't know they were Israelites. Much like we came into this truth, we didn't know we were Israelites either. We were living a Gentile way of life, you see? So on that note, that was the main point of the lesson. Put on the whole armor of this truth. Prayer, reading scriptures, this word, doing your best to be righteous, not being carnal minded, praying for the flock, okay, for the church, okay, the hope for elect, doing your best to just to please the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, you see? So on that note, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodesh, and I hope this lesson was edifying to you. Shalom.